everyone's really well. Yes, this is me, no makeup. Thank God for products, I love it. So I'm going to do a full face of makeup today, but I am going to go through some of the other products that I've used this morning in order to get myself all set up and ready to go. So starting with my hair, I've used Vibrant Sexy, so it's from a sexy hair range that we sell on www.rockasalon.com, and it's Vibrant Sexy shampoo. I've used Smooth and Sexy conditioner, and I've also used this amazing product, something which I'm going to give a humongous shout out to. This is Smooth Encounter. Smooth Encounter is a blow dry cream. So what it does is it cuts down your blow dry by 50%. So it may take you ages to do your blow dry, and it especially does with my type of hair. 50% it cuts it down by. I mean, it's just incredible, and it leaves your hair feeling amazing, smooth, sleek, gorgeous, non-frizzy. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing, and it's coconut oil based, so it's brilliant. Love that product. So you can go and get that from the website, which is www.rockasalon.com. From a face point of view, what I have used so far is I've used my cleanser, and I've also used my Royalty Rose Water Spray as my toner, and I love that stuff. I absolutely love it. I've used my lifting serum for these bad boys. I'm going to be 34 in a couple of weeks' time. I am so grateful. Really am. So that's all on, that's all ready to go. I've left that for a few minutes while I got myself all set up. Then I primed. You've got to use your primer. It's really important. And Unique do Glorious, which, to be honest with you, I've never had to go anywhere else for my primer. I absolutely love it, and I have tried other primers. I do try lots of different products, but I do love this one particularly. So that sorted me out. When you use a primer, it is best to leave it for at least 5 minutes. And I know I've said this before, but what I tend to do is I get out the shower, good time, put my primer on, all ready to go, and I go and do something else, like I'll brush my teeth, or I go and see the kids, or I might have a cup of tea. I know somebody laughed at me when I said, oh yeah, put my primer on, go and have a cup of tea, come back up, happy days. But actually, no, I do actually do that, because I would rather this be right. That's me. So let's start. I'm using my Skin Perfecting Concealer, and this one is in Organza. Because of my skin type, I'm pretty lucky. I get to use different types of colours, and because I'm quite neutral, it's actually okay for me. Because Unique haven't brought one out yet, I have my palette. Now I'm going to use green on my red areas just to tone it down. Now I do have quite a lot of broken capillaries on my cheeks, and so if we're gonna go, although I am going for quite a chilled look today, I still would rather not have them shining through. We all have our crosses to bear. Okay, so I've put my green on my red, which is cracking. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of violet just over my eyes. So this is, I'll put my primer on and just go in with a little bit of violet. Now the way to counterbalance dark circles, if we're going for a bit more of a flawless look, is on my palette. I want to go for more of the caramel tones. So I'm going to go and put my caramel tone, and I'm just going to pat it in. Because I'm working on my face, I'm using my finger. I have washed my hands, I have sterilised, I've used my sprays, I've made sure that I've got clean hands, because I have problematic areas on my face. I don't want to be transferring anything that I've touched to my face, but because I'm working on myself, I'm quite happy to use it. And what I quite like about using my fingers when I'm working, especially at this part, is that our hands are warm, so it helps just to warm up the product ever so slightly before you put it on your face. So it does help to blend it in a little bit. But I have my blending bud for everything else. So I've got my Organza Touch Concealer, and I'm going to use the pointy part of my blending bud, and I'm just gonna, I'm just dabbing it around my eye. I find for myself, my eyes are my biggest problem area. They're my favourite area, but I've got 2 kids under 5. I work full time, and this mama bear is proper sleepy. Okay, so we have Velour. This is my Velour Touch Mineral Foundation, liquid foundation. And this is beautiful stuff. I love this. You really only have to use a small amount of product. If you're going through a bottle of liquid foundation super quick, because you're using too much of it, and I mean literally, you need, that is how much I have on my hand. It's not much at all. So I'm taking my blending bud, and for the first go, I'm just patting it. And I'm just going to go around to my chin line, and I'm just going to blend it all in. There's nothing worse than a line, and girlies and guys, your face goes beyond your ears, your face goes all the way down here. So I'm just making sure it's all blended. Now the problem that you're always going to have when you're putting foundation on is you do not want to be using a tool or your hands or anything that's going to lift off what you've done. So we've just put a couple of very light layers of product on, and the last thing you want to do is go on and then just take it and move it all around. So by dabbing and by moving, you are literally just putting it in place and blending the product in. Now I think this coverage is brilliant. It works well for me. I don't feel overdone. I feel quite nice, which is where I want to be. So I'm going to take my Beachfront bronzer, and I'm just going to place it. We suck our cheeks in, and we place it in here. And when I do this, I mean, I'm putting it in place, so don't get too scared at this point. But I'm just going to go around the top of my forehead. Now remember, light pushes out, dark pushes back. So you only really want to be putting blusher in places that you want to hollow out. So for me, it's underneath my cheeks. Now because I've got quite a small forehead, you don't really want to be putting too much up here, because you don't want to shrink it anymore. If you have a larger forehead, use this in order to shrink it down a little bit. And obviously put blusher under your jawline to get rid of your double chin. So I'm just going to blend this in now. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, now this is my little cheeky trick. This is something that I do that I absolutely love. Now I take my Scarlet. Now this is the Mineral Touched Press Powder. And I take my contouring brush, so the flat end of my contouring brush. Now this is my favouriteest thing to do. I always get really happy about doing this. And I'm going to take a little bit, I'm not tapping it off, and I'm just going to dab it onto my dark circle on my bag, because we have already put concealer on. And I'm just going to dab it down. Now hopefully you can see the difference between the two. Obviously be gentle with yourself. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a nice little pop of product, and because these powders are reflective, it really is getting rid, and as I said, light pushes out, dark holds back, and we really want to be getting rid. So I'm going to take a tiny little bit now and just put it underneath here and blend it in. And same on this side. And I'm going to take my brush again, and I'm just going to give it. Now I get to try my brand new Brow Obsession palette. Hello! Okay, so brows, but brows, but brows. Get my new brush. Okay, so this is where I use my Scarlet again, and I always use Scarlet because Scarlet is the lightest. It's almost like a white powder. So I swear by this with my brows, but you do it differently, it's no biggie. I use for my brows. And to start off with, I'm just going to stroke them through and stroke them down. Now I really highly recommend get them shaped, get them tinted. Go to somebody amazing that you love and trust and go and get them done properly. It will make your job so much easier. Right, so I'm going to start off and I'm going to go in with the darker. So I'm going to go in with number 2 and I'm going to pat both sides of my brush and I'm going to work it in. Do the same. I like to do this one brow first, other brow. Reason being is because then I'm less likely to get it different on this eye. It's amazing how much your brain changes what you're doing when you take a second and you finish this one and then you go on to this one. So I'm going to go into this one now. Actually, do you know what, I'm going to do that on my finger. I didn't realise, but it's actually a creamy texture. And I'm going to go underneath. And this is kind of like a highlighter. So I'm going to put that on first. And then I'm going to go with my number 4. And I'm just going to finish off that highlighting with my finger because this is a really creamy textured product. Now this is a good time that if you need to tidy anything up, it's the time to do it. So now I'm going to take my wand and any bits that haven't blended 100% I'm going to blend now. So I'm going to pull that through. I like the fluffier ones for this because I feel it gives it a bit more of a natural finish. That's good. I'm happy. This is brilliant. I love this. This is the Brow Obsession palette and I think this is brilliant. Now this has a wax. This is number 5 and the wax is just going to hold everything that I've just done in place. That's my brows done. God, you know, I absolutely love that. I think that is brilliant. So, okay, so till today, what happens next? I'm going to go for my palette 1. Now I always used to do my eyebrows with my palette 1. I would always be using Forthright and Chipper. So it's quite nice just be using it for eyeshadow. So let's go for brassy. This is a work look. So I'm just gonna push a tiny bit of brassy through. And this is on palette 1. Brassy, brassy. Hello, brassy. Now I'm going to be a little bit liberal with this because I quite like it. It suits me, it does the job. That is with my Deluxe brush. Now I'm going to go in with my slanted. This one has got, this is the Angle Shadow Sponge brush. And I'm going to go in with Chipper. And I'm going to use my sponge because I don't, oh, I would normally use my sponge to hold my eye back. Oh, here it is. Because as I've done all this work, the last thing I want to do is have a nice little fingerprint on my face. Because it takes a little bit of time for makeup to settle onto the face. Keep on putting things down. There it is. Okay, so this is Chipper. I'm going to just pull it through. Brilliant. Then I'm going to take that same angled brush and I'm going to blend because it's got a tiny little bit of product left on it. heavy, that's why you should use your sponge. Go back in again, just on this eye. Just make sure that I'm matchy. Okay, blend it all the way. Don't be afraid, go for it, test things out. If it doesn't work, it's only makeup. Do it again a different way tomorrow. There we go, that makes me happy. So my eyes are done, simple as that. I've used my Scarlet powder, I've used my Brassy, I've used my chipper. If I have any problems or anything I need to remove, I do it with my sponge because I'm not going to take anything off. I can feel my makeup is setting beautifully now, so it's not a problem. We do have precision pencils, which would be an eyeliner. I'm not going to use that today. I quite like this fresh, happy look. So then we've got, I have Well-To-Do lipstick. I'm not going to use anything on my lips other than this today. I've already done my scrub, so I'm quite happy. Take my clip out. I have got wet hair. But yeah, so I hope that's been super helpful. This is me. This is how I would now go to work. This is my makeup, all done and dusted, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. And if you need to purchase anything, do give me a shout. My name is Gemma Strudwick, and you can find me, I'm at Rocker Salon. It's www.rockersalon.com. You can call me 01892 660 115. If you wouldn't mind going to say hello to my Rocker Boutique. It's a new business that I've just started. It's called Rocker Boutique. It's a clothing website, and if you'd like to go and have a look, it's www.rockerboutique.com, or just pop over to the Facebook page and give me a like. That would be absolutely cracking. Or go to my Insta and say hey. Thank you so much, and I will chat to you soon.